my fight fans, we had ourselves an event over there in Saudi Arabia. You had the PFL taking on the Bellator champion versus champion. It was a great fight night, guys. You had guys like Yoel Romero, Aaron Pico, Johnny Ebelim. You had Ryan Bader. You had quite a few good fights on that card. I highly recommend you guys checking it out. I watched it. You know, you got Bellator pretty much taking away all the victories except for the heavyweight division, but still, nonetheless, it was definitely a fun fight night, guys. I'll break that down in a different video, but right now what I'm about to talk about is the interview that they did with Jon Jones, who was present at that event, who also was they were doing an interview regarding him and his future, and also to talk about another person who was at that who was in attendance at that event as well, against Francis Ngannou. They want, you know, we got PFL who has Francis Ngannou as one of their fighters, and you already know Jon Jones, who is the UFC's heavyweight champion of the world. So, of course, you already know that question was always going to be raised. That question was always going to be asked. They were always going to ask Jon Jones as soon as they got the microphone in them, when are you going to fight Francis Ngannou? Do you want to fight Francis Ngannou? Is that fight with Francis Ngannou going to happen? Jon Jones, of course, has always never shied away from a fight. Jon Jones, of course, still wants to take on guys like Tom Aspinall, Stipe Miocic, and he is still 100% down to fight Francis Ngannou. We already know Francis Ngannou isn't scared of nobody. Francis Ngannou just wants things to be fair and have a great deal as far as money goes, and he really wants that fight to happen as well. So during that interview, I believe one of the announcers had mentioned that nobody is holding that fight up. The PFL is not holding that fight up. Jon Jones is not holding that fight up. Francis Ngannou is not holding that fight up. And the fans are not holding that fight up. Everybody who wants it except for one person, and we all know who that one person is or that one company is. Now, does that mean that fight is going to happen? Does that mean that fight's going to come into fruition? I really don't think so. Why? Because at the end of the day, UFC knows that they are the big dogs in the yard, that they are the NFL of the MMA world, that they are the top draw, they are the superstars, 100%. So I don't feel that they're going to ever put their money where their mouth is, where they're going to help another promotion big up that promotion, where I personally feel that nonetheless, no matter what, at the end of the day, UFC is always going to be bigger than PFL and Bellator. So it should not matter whether or not they help them with this fight, whether they do a cross promotion where you have champion versus champion, where you do have Francis Ngannou taking on Jon Jones. It should not matter, because at the end of the day, UFC is always going to be light years ahead of everybody else and when it comes to the competition. It's just, that's the way it is. It's the facts. And it's just sad because us as the fans, we are not going to ever get that fight anytime soon, unless Jon Jones is no longer contracted with the UFC, or unless UFC is allowing Francis Ngannou for one fight only to take on Jon Jones. I don't know. It just seems like there's going to be a lot of complications trying to make this fight happen, but we all can still hope, right, guys? So let me know what you guys think about that interview. Let me know if this fight is somehow magically ever going to happen. Let me know if you think Jon Jones may ever go to the PFL, or Francis Ngannou may go back to the UFC. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.